Hello, and thanks for tuning in. I want to tell you all about a recent story that I wrote called The Woman in Crossley Tower. Now, the story is based on a concept that's long fascinated me, what is called portal fantasy, or the idea of an entry point to another world inside a man made space. And of course, this is an idea that goes all the way back, I guess, to C.S. Lewis and the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Um, and where the reason, as I've talked about in some other videos and things that I've done, a lot of my story ideas come from dreams that I have. And for many years, I would have these dreams about shopping malls that never ended or schools that never ended, where I would just be in hallways and so on. And sometimes these dreams would have an element of danger in them. Often they would have an element of wonder in them. And I think that this is a concept that I've seen this recently in the Backrooms films that have come out, or that's come that's come out. And one of my early novels, The Maze, is based on this same idea. The Maze is an office complex that goes on and on forever. I think it's natural for people in the modern world because we spend a lot more time in man-made spaces than we do in outdoor spaces, typically. So that has certainly been the case for me. So the Crossley Tower, let me explain about that. It has a connection to the University of Cincinnati, where I got my economics degree in 1991. And in the summer of 1987, I took a summer biology course in the University of Cincinnati, and it was in Crossley Tower. Now, Crossley Tower, they've torn it down recently, or it's been scheduled for demolition. So I'll just speak of it in the past tense. It was a very distinctive building. It was built in 1969. So when I was there in the summer of 1987, it was not quite as old as I was. I was 19 that year. And it was a very peculiar building. It was built in what they call a brutalist style, I think 16 stories high, and just kind of went straight up. In any place on campus, it very much stood out against the other buildings on the UC campus, which were built. Most of them were built around the late 1800s, early 20th century. And I remember during that summer session of '87, the Crossley Tower had kind of a surreal feel to it. And the campus did as well, because there was typically in the summer session, then at least, keep in mind this is almost 40 years ago, there weren't a lot of people around on campus. Another thing about that year is that was a summer in which we had a major 17-year cicada outbreak in Cincinnati. So there were dead cicadas all over campus that summer. Now, The Woman in Crossley Tower, it's not autobiographical in any meaningful sense, but it's kind of the premise is kind of loosely based on my experience that summer. It's about a guy who attends a 19-year-old who attends a summer session at the University of Cincinnati, like I did, and he meets a young woman there, and they've heard stories about the 14th floor of Crossley Tower. And they go up there, and they discover that it is actually a portal to a parallel world. And one of them doesn't come back down from Crossley Tower for 39 years. And I won't put any more spoilers in it, but anyway, that's the story. If that sounds appealing to you, you can get The Woman in Crossley Tower on Amazon. You can also, at least for now, foreseeable future, read it in Kindle Unlimited. Thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you again soon.